Hey, praying citizens. Today is a good day to go back down the rabbit hole. There have been many things happening. I haven't reported on them in my newsletter because it's very confusing. So I want to just unfortunately, I have to pick this up in the middle, but I want to go back to something that I wrote on WordPress and I sent out to all my subscribers, and this is called Conspiracy Corner Down the Rabbit Hole. I just want to do a little review so that we can catch up anybody who hasn't been following along. Praying Citizen has been following the work of someone who posts on bulletin boards, 8chan and 4chan, which don't worry if you've never heard of it. They're just bulletin boards where people can post anything they want. Some of it's pretty defiling, so aren't you glad I followed it for you and you don't have to worry about it? But anyway, there's some good stuff on there. And so what this is um, someone named Q says he's in Trump's inner circle, you know, always with the president. And we don't know if it's a he, she, or a they, but they call themselves Q. And there's a Twitter feed called QAnon, hashtag QAnon, which is Q and anonymous people, because these bulletin boards, you don't use your real name. And Q and these anonymous people, he posts things and asks questions, and then these people go and do a lot of research. And I'm very grateful for that, because I wouldn't be able to bring this to you with any sort of understanding if these people hadn't worked very hard researching. So what Q does is he drops a post and he calls it a breadcrumb, and then researchers all over the world are looking into the bizarre spider web of wickedness that's in Washington, D.C. and around the world. And so if you've heard the term globalist, Illuminati, Satanists, Luciferians, these people are, it's not some sick conspiracy theory. This is real. And these people do the most wicked, vile things you can imagine, and it involves people that have been our presidents, people that have tried to be our president, and it's sick. But we all need to be aware of this, because otherwise we don't know how to pray. So the good news is that President Trump and his allies are aware, and there's some speculation as to the president was recruited by the good guys in government, in the CIA, in the FBI, the people who want to see this country succeed, and they're sick and tired of the globalists, the elite, stealing money from the American people and running the show. So we've got a president, thank God, thank the Lord, a Cyrus who wants to clean up. And this person Q is working with the president, and he is trying to basically give us a bird's eye view of what's going on, because let's be real, haven't we all for years, and those of us that are older for decades, just our hearts have cried out to God, please deliver us from this wickedness. We vote for people, we send them to Washington, they look like they're going to do the right thing, and then they get there and they vote the way someone tells them to vote, because it sure isn't the way that the people that they represent are asking. So it wouldn't it be nice to get rid of these people and to get all the money that drives Washington, D.C., just at least reduce its influence? So this person Q, or these people, has assured us that they know what's going on. The President Trump is there to clean up, and it's going down. It's not just a pipe dream. It is really happening. So I wanted to catch you up on what's going on, and it's sort of confusing. So don't be alarmed. Just kind of hang with me, and we're going to look at some of these posts. And I want to start from Friday, because Saturday was the power outage at the Atlanta airport, and then Monday morning was that horrific train wreck in DuPont, Washington, and this all ties together. So let's look at, I wanted to start here. Okay. Now, this is somebody has taken all of this bulletin board stuff and put it on Reddit, where it's a little easier to read. It's cleaned up all the vile, disgusting stuff that's on there, and this is just a clean shot of what Q has said, and then what the anons, or the anonymous people, or they call themselves autists, And it just means someone who is so focused on getting answers and so focused on doing research. It's like a form of autism, but not really. That's just how they describe themselves. So I'm going to be reading some of the things that these anons or autists ask, and then Q's posts in his responses to their questions. So we're gonna start. There was some mix up, and so you'll see some things on this Reddit thread that don't necessarily we don't need to know about. So I'm just gonna hone in on the things that are important. All right, I want to start with number 316 right here. You see that it says trip code on 4 working. Fly Sid fly. We don't like to say his name. Q. All right, so this refers to some technical difficulties they were having. Now, this fly, Sid fly, refers to John McCain. John McCain is John Sidney McCain. They don't like to say his name, so they call him Sid, or Q calls him Sid on this post. And this is really an indication that they've got him. They have the dirt on him, and it's kind of a heads up, we're coming to get you. So I'm going to skip 317. We're going to skip 318 and 319. Now let's go to skip 320, 321. We may have exhausted our ability to maintain safe comms. Snow White, rig for silent running, unknown return, Godspeed, Patriots Q. Okay, never mind, that one's confusing too. Okay, so 322. This is referring to what is going to happen on Saturday at the airport. This is Concourse F, Terminal 5. Sec fail, I don't know, security failure, 590B, I don't know what that means, private op, and then end. And this is referring to a privately operated airplane. Q. Now, 323 is important. Follow the crumbs. You have it all, because he's been feeding people information for at least since the end of October, beginning of October. And so he's been giving the information. The security of Concourse F will be analyzed. Dark for 10 hours. Enjoy the show. Q, or it just says dark 10. So the airport basically lost power. It was out for 10 hours. Enjoy the show. And what was happening was they were using, Atlanta Airport is the hub for the United States, basically. My husband was an air traffic controller there, and not at the airport, but at the name escapes me, but the en route facility that handles all of Atlanta's air traffic. And it is the busiest airport in the world, and everything comes and goes. So if you were trying to get someone and move them from one place to another and change planes, or do whatever you had to do, Atlanta's a great place to do that. Okay, so we go to 324, and it says flash break. Then now these are the pyramids, and he says that the whole globalist thing is built on 3 sides. Well, the bottom one is missing, which means they took out one of the sides of the pyramid. And this reference here, "Shall we play a game?" is from the movie, the Computer War movie, where the little boy and the computer play chess. I can't think of the name of it. So, shall we play a game? Map is critical to understand. Future unlocks past. Declassified. ATL, Atlanta, past, happened in the past. Now everybody knows about it. News unlocks the map. Find the markers. 10 plus 10. Now, the 10 days, this is 12/7 to 12/17. So 10 days. He had warned us there were going to be 10 days where he was going to go kind of under and not really talk much. And then that 10 was the 10 hours of darkness at the Atlanta airport. It was actually more like 11. Concourse F, Terminal 5, private operated plane, Atlanta to IAD, that's Dulles. Extraction / known, dark, darkness, learn double meanings, shut down. So there you have the airport being shut down. And this is, again, now this is happening on the 18th. He wrote all this stuff. Learn double meanings, shut down. Q, POTUS 1, POTUS 2, POTUS 3, POTUS 4, 10 hours. POTUS 5. I don't know what all that means, and sometimes we don't. It takes people days or weeks to figure it out. Special place. Now, President Trump, when he gave his speech, I don't remember which one it was, he talked about a special place, Camp David being a special place. And Q had said that they were going to get George Soros and they had a very special place for him. So this happens where President Trump says something and then Q repeats it, or Q says something and President Trump repeats it. Why are drops highlighted by POTUS shortly thereafter? Coincidence or message? The Great Awakening, POTUS today. President Trump talked about that. Unlock, classified operation to Dulles Airport in the future. How about a nice game of chess? Splash, Fox 3. Now that refers to something that happened on Tuesday, and we will go into that in just a minute. Okay, so the splash equals missile time of flight is expired or missile destroyed. Target or bomb impact. Fox 3 equals simulated or actual launch of an active radar-guided missile, which happened yesterday in Riyadh, which is the capital of Saudi Arabia. A missile was fired and it was destroyed before it hit its target. So obviously Q was talking about this, and this was on Monday, so he's predicting it on Monday. Now, people started asking some questions. So someone said, give us a hint on the Atlanta airport. And he said, extraction good, Q. Then they asked about the crash of the train in DuPont, Washington on Monday, and he said, we would not intentionally, they were saying, was this you? Were you guys trying to get somebody out or trying to nab someone? And Q said, we would not intentionally harm a person in the pursuit of a target. This was retaliatory regarding Atlanta. All right, so let's go to 328. That's just the number of posts. Okay, then the person asked, they derailed as punishment for Atlanta extraction. Wonder which pawn is off the table, or was it something higher? And he answers, it was a bishop, a cult, Q. No, don't know yet what that means. Then somebody said, what happened on 12/7? And I told you earlier, 12/7 to 12/17 was 10 days of darkness, or 10 days of these things happening. And he said, clock started 10 days. All right, quickly get through this because I only have 15 minutes and then YouTube shuts me off. So why did the White House link posted turn up for? Okay, I got to give you a little background on this. And maybe let's save that. I'm going to save this for the next video, and it's about the Alabama election where Roy Moore lost and it was a stolen election, and Q shows why and what's happening with that. So I'm just going to cut it here. Thank you all for watching. This is exciting stuff. If I didn't believe this was real, I would not be wasting my time. So I think it's good to have hope. I mean, God says without hope, without vision, the people perish. So let's have some hope. Father, we thank you that we are safe in your hands, and we are the sheep of your pasture, and we do not need to know all the answers, but it is good when we do have some answers. Father, I pray for these operations. I pray that the bad guys are going down, Father, that you're controlling it all, and you put Donald Trump in office for such a time as this. We praise you and we thank you, Father, because we are loved by you and you are taking care of us. Signing off, Praying Citizens. See you later.